Hey guys, how are you doing today? My name is Mr. Taylor, and today we're going to take a little train trip on functions. So my question for you guys is, what even is a function in math? You've probably seen that weird little equation where you have letters and numbers and f in parentheses x and it's equal to 3x. Yeah, that's a function. I don't know what it means either, so let's break it down. We know that we have a name. The name of this function is the letter f. We know we're going to have an input. Whatever shows up inside those parentheses is what we call our input. It's what we're going to plug in. And then you have the output. The output is whatever shows up after the parentheses. So a function is made up of three parts. It's made up of a name. And when we look at the name, y'all, normally we see f. But guys, you can use any letter that you want to name a function. It doesn't matter, okay? Any letter that you can think of is going to be perfectly fine. As I said though, most of the time, you're probably going to see the function called f of x or g of x, and sometimes you'll see an h of x. But we also have the input. Now remember, the input is the number that is inside the parentheses. And y'all, that can be any number you want. It can be a letter. It could even be another function. So you can see here, we have g of 1. We have an input in the function name g. We're going to input the number 1. In the function named h, we're going to input the number -4/7. In the function, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. In the function named t, we're going to input the letter g. And here's a really crazy one. We have a function named r, and inside r, we're going to input another function. We're going to input the function f of x. So guys, it depends what you input, what your output is going to be. And so that's the third part of a function. So let's look at the output. So here we can see we have a function named f. We're going to input an x, and we're going to get an output of 3x plus 1. Well, what if I asked you, hey, what is f of 1? It's the same function name, but notice this time I want to input the number 1. Instead of an x, then, everywhere I saw an x, now I'm going to write the number 1. So my output became 3 times 1 plus 1. And then we just solved that problem. What if I have f of -2? The function is still named f. I'm still looking at that function at the very top of this screen. But now my input is a -2. That means everywhere we see an x, we're going to change it to a -2. So now my output looks like 3 times a -2 plus 1. And I told you guys, y'all, we can even plug in another letter. We're still looking at the function that is named f. But now my input, whatever's in the parentheses, is the letter a. That means wherever we first saw the x, we now plug in our new input, and my output's going to change to 3a plus 1. And that's it. So let's look at an example. The name of this function is g. So they're saying if g of x is equal to x minus 1 over x. That's a crazy output, but that's okay. We're just going to look at what this problem says. Which of the following statements must be true? And then they give me a whole bunch of examples. So here's what I'm going to do. I know that g of x is supposed to be x minus 1 over x. The name is g, the input is x, my output is x minus 1 over x. Well, let's just change some of my inputs. Let's look at answer choice A. What if I want to try g of 5? So notice what we do. Everywhere we saw an x, you plug in a 5. So I get 5 minus 1 over 5, which is 4 over 5. Okay, choice B says g of 6. So now I input a 6. Notice how my output changes to 6 minus 1 over 6, which is 5 over 6. Okay, option choice C. G of 0. So we put 0 minus 1 over 0, which is a -1 over 0. And guys, you're never allowed to divide by a 0. That makes my answer undefined. My output is undefined. And y'all, it told me that g of 0 is supposed to be a negative 1. Well, nope, it's undefined. So that can't be my answer choice. So then I'm going to try letter D, g of negative 1. So when we plug in a negative 1, I get a negative 1 minus 1 over a negative 1. That's a lot of negatives. So that gave me a negative 2 over a negative 1, which gave me a positive 2. But look at answer choice D. Answer choice D told me my output was supposed to be 0. I got an output of 2. So D's not right. I've already eliminated 2 answers. So here's what I'm looking at now. Just g of 5 and g of 6. So if answer choice A is true, then g of 5, which is 4 over 5, has to be less than g of 6, which is 5 over 6. So is it? Well, how do we compare fractions? The easiest way to compare fractions is to write both of them with the same denominator. In this case, both of these can be multiplied to equal a 30. So I'm going to take 4 over 5, and I'm going to multiply it by a 6 over a 6. Remember, multiplying something by 6 over 6, that's really multiplying it by 1. If I multiply something by 1, I don't change its value. But now I'm going to be able to rewrite this and have a denominator of 30. If you saw our little video that talked about how to multiply fractions, you know all you do is multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. And that gave me a 24 over 30. Okay, so let's do the same thing with g of 6. If I need a denominator of 30, I need to multiply this fraction by 5 over 5 because my denominator needs to be 30. 5 times 6 is 30. So again, if I multiply by 5 over 5, that's the same thing as multiplying by 1, so I'm not changing its value. Multiplying top times top, bottom times bottom, I get a 25 over a 30. So what this question is really asking me is 24 over 30 less than 25 over 30. And I hope you can tell now that it is. Okay guys, that was a real quick lesson on functions. I hope you had a good time watching this video, and hopefully you learned something new today. Have a great day, and we'll see you for the next lesson.